Okay, doing a video of a magnetized baneblade. So I haven't seen one similar, and I thought it might be noteworthy or of interest. So before I start painting, I thought I would take a video and just show some of the locations of magnets and kind of how it works. So, main hull, we can see I've got two magnets just on top on either fender, right in the middle of the hull. We've got rails put in down here, and then magnets mounted on small little sprue wings for the back. And that holds all the different body configurations, with this one on the front as well. On the sides for sponsons and covers, the two big ones hold the sponsons, and the small ones hold the covers for when you're not running sponsons. I did these before I actually built the tank, because these are all supported in the back with green stuff and sprues that unfortunately don't show in this lighting. Same thing on this side. I tried to drill, search for focus. I tried to drill on the pillars that support the body, and I had to search for it a little bit. So it's a little ugly. Not a pretty thing to zoom in on. Bad panel. But that's it. One sunken magnet, so you can glue it directly to the fender cover, I guess you'd call it. Or I would call it. It's probably not what it's named. And you just sink it in. That's it for the hull. So, in action, we can start simple, do a baneblade. I got it on a stand I used to paint it. So on the bottom of the baneblade hull, I built a sprue. You can see the results of my mismeasurement. I'm ahead half a centimeter. But I glued the front plate on, and then set this magnet up, and then built supports in each side to glue the magnets to. This one here, unfortunately, I thought the tank was symmetrical, and it's not. So I had to make a little stick out. I might cover it with luggage later. And then the back has two magnets to go in that engine compartment area and hold it on tight. You can actually also see in that image, I trim the forks for the turret down so that it's easier to turn. But then I like to put a support across them. It's a heavy tank, and you'll be handling it by the turret all the time. So, hull simply slides in. Magnets all click down, and it provides a nice fit. There's a small gap at the back I just could not get rid of. But it's a good fit. I'm happy enough with it. Good enough for the table. Front gap holds nice with that magnet, and it's nice and strong. Put it on the turret. This barrel is magnetized with 6 by 2 millimeters, and I stacked them two and two. So I do all that before I build the turret. You build backing plates so that you have good room, get it set up nice. I also trimmed off the spotlight mount. I like the cleaner look. So we got the baneblade cannon, snaps on nicely, strong enough to turn the turret with your finger, which I think is important for goofing around with it. And then the Hellhammer cannon, got the same treatment. Two magnets, sticks wonderfully. Other magnets on the baneblade, I like to magnetize antennas because they have a habit of getting broken off. And it's not hard to do. And these are nice because you can just do that, which is horrifying if they're not magnetized on. Our commander, Iron Krieg. So I've had to done a little bit of converting. Focus. There he is. These heads are, what are they called? Tiny Legends. I use lots of their stuff. It's fantastic. Highly recommend. But he'll be on here being the boss. Now that we're actually together, we can show the sponsons. See, magnets are in there on a sprue back support. And then they just slide on and they lock in. And they're pretty strong. I like my stuff to hold together when I play with it. It's annoying having a rattly tank. So you can do, I did a heavy bolter and a flamer. And then of course they get their turrets, which I'll glue the pivots in once I've painted them. Setting those aside. We can talk about fenders quick. So like I said, you just glue one magnet just right on it. Super glue, get it set in well. I trim that so that it can slip on and off while it's glued together. And then all they do is they set right on. Magnet snaps it on firm. And that's it. You pull it off. Put it on the other one. It's nice that you can run your sponsons however you like. I didn't do the middle. I figured the 2 options was good enough. So now, going from the baneblade, try to get it to separate here. There we go. Set that aside. Now, we can run maybe like a storm hammer, I think it is. So this engine housing is magnetized there. And for later, it's magnetized on the faces. And that is how I got the stubbers to mount. I'll also notice 3 magnets in there that their usage will come to light as we go here. So that snaps down nicely. See how it sits flush right on there? That's how I actually built in the first place. I put this in and flushed it up when I glued these on. It's a good reference. We're going to do a storm hammer, I think it is, or shadow sword. Yeah, storm hammer's the different type. Anyways, that slides in. It has the same magnet treatment, so it locks in there nice and secure. I see a lot of guys just drop it in, and that's okay, but like I say, I don't like rattly tanks. And same thing, lines up here. So all you do is get a nice long piece of sprue, front to back, and just plop it in there. It works great. A little model cement, you have lots of time to adjust. Now, our doghouse here. So here you see the magnets. I've got the top cover on there, and I trimmed it just a little bit in these corners, and that lets the cannon slide in and out instead of having to fart around with magnets on the top. Also got our commander. Don't know if he really needed shoulder pads and helmet, but I needed cover transitions, so there you go. Now, same thing. This one has magnets in 4 separate groups so that it can mount in multiple locations. These washers here aren't necessary. I was originally making these shields switch on the front, but I just glued these on instead. You can see here, this is the backing I do for the magnets. This is what I did in the hull sides as well. Also, this has magnets in here. And this is what I think I've seen a lot of people just use like green, like sticky tack. I like them to be magnetized, and this works nicely. So, anyways, here it goes. Oh, you know what I did forget? We forgot our engine crew, our engine cover. 1 magnet stuck on a piece of sprue, lines up perfectly with the magnet on the back. And just like that, your engine cover can go on, and it fits nicely. And then this goes on and holds it down, and just like that. there. So, works nicely. Basically no gaps. This doghouse fits really nicely. Oof. Looks worse in the camera, I promise. Now, then, the Canon has matching magnets. So first you can see those ones hold it in, and this one here on the bottom as well. I had to cut the nub, obviously, off the bottom here so that this would slide in. And then if you look inside, there's one magnet that faces the front, and that is just to accommodate this guy. I know you can put sprues and like ram it in, but I just don't really like it. It'll mark the paint and all the rest, so I do that. And you can see the stick comes down, sticks to there, and then it holds nicely. Easy peasy. Now, as for going on here, just line it up. See those notches clear the gun, and there you go. Same thing. And then Games Workshop made this all push connect nicely, so I didn't bother with magnetizing any of that. Same as this. Push connect works well. I'm satisfied. If it becomes a problem, I'll make something else later. So, out comes the Canon. Take it all apart. Set it aside. Now you want to do one of the carrier versions. We'll go straight to, I think it's the Stormlord with the stubbers, because that shows what's remaining. So, we take off the doghouse, take off the engine cover, then take our hull or our walkway plate, whichever we want it to be, stick it back there, and then we've got stubbers, and this is how I've done the magnets. Right now it's a little gaudy, but when I paint it up and it's all installed, you won't notice it. It'll just be some beat up brown. But put a Krieg gunner on there, a couple different arms, this and that, some shoulder pads to hide the bad work. On he goes, and see the magnets hold them just splendidly. And you can take this part here, and you just lean this out, snap right in, just kind of line them up, just like that. And if you ask me, that's pretty good. Now, those other two magnets on the back, I actually made, starting off straight with the board hole. A couple of guys that can ride inside, and they've got silver starfish, and they sit right there just like that. The magnets hold them down. Let's get a better, there we go. Now last thing is the mega bolter. So here it is. I've cheated and I've taken the aiming out of it. I like gluing a lot of bigger guns because they just end up flop down to the ground. But what I did was I glued a piece of sprue on the back of them. These were original plans I had to move. But then I added magnets in here, and that's it. It just slides in. It hits the magnets right in front. Kind of start high, and it just slides right in. And same thing, the fit is satisfactory for me. Probably not going to run the Stormlord anyways that often, so good enough for the girl I go with, which is none, but that's beside the point. Yeah, tracks are missing. They're off for paint, but there she is. One thing about putting these here that I do regret is you can't run your two sponsons, end up bumping each other here when you've got your stubber on the Stormlord. It hangs up on there, but that's it. That's the only real change I think I would make at this point. Oh, and careful, these fenders here look the same, but they are not. Their spacing is different, and then you end up with a hole. Mess that up. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed it.